The new Pure Fiction in 2.0 just came out, and it favors follow-up attackers. Many follow-up attackers work well in this current Pure Fiction, but one character in particular makes it extremely easy, which is Clara. The general idea is to use Clara Hypercarry with the Barney buff, the very first one here, and basically you just want Clara to do as many follow-up attacks as possible, and then the whimsicality will carry you. Here's a clip showing you just how strong it is. So this is my second time trying this. In the previous cycle, I got some pretty bad RNG, so you pretty much just want Clara to be attacked as much as possible, and then as soon as you get your damage accumulated, the lanterns that drop down will pretty much just carry you throughout this entire fight. So starting off, I'm just getting all my characters' ults up here, and then you'll see that Clara will use her enhanced counters on the monsters with barriers. It's okay, these things stop spawning on wave 2, so pretty much you just want to get through wave 1 as soon as possible. Even if you're on one cycle in the Cirrus part, it's still fine. You'll see how strong this Clara setup can actually be. One thing I do want to mention is, if you're running a Harmony character, I recommend putting Dance 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 on them just to advance everyone's action forward, because that's going to be a little bit important at the end. I don't think you need it because Cirrus advances the enemy's action, so pretty much Clara has more opportunities to attack. But I think it's always good to have your characters a little bit more advanced forward, so they have more opportunities to attack. I think Hanya is a little bit important in the beginning, but after that, I don't really think her burden really matters. It's just all about whether Clara gets hit or not. The more Clara gets hit, the more follow-up attacks, and then pretty much you breeze through the fight. One other thing I want to mention is my Clara is very invested into, but she's only E0, and my Hanya is level 60, so if you could do 40,000 on node 2 with a level 60 Hanya, then the setup can work if you have Tingyun and maybe like another abundance character like Hua or something. But yeah, you pretty much just want to play as you normally would. Try to avoid these TVs as well. I forgot, I don't know the names of them, but you basically just don't want to be attacked by them, and then you want to just try to get energy from them as well. It's okay if your characters get their energy drained. I've had it happen a few times. Pretty much you just want to get to the part with Cirrus, and then you want Clara to just pretty much carry you. If you're unsure how the Blarney buff works, pretty much any follow-up attack you do gets stored, and then once you reach enough damage, 2 lanterns will drop, and those things do a lot of damage, which is basically your erudition for free, which will help you clear waves. So the reason why Clara is super good with this is because she can basically follow-up attack a bunch of times every time she gets hit. I also think this works really well with Lynx. I haven't tried it out, but I think Lynx mitigates the RNG because sometimes if you're trying this out, Clara just won't get hits because you're just unlucky. But I think if you have a similar setup, pretty much just any Clara hyper carry setup, this can work really well as long as you have some decent RNG. Alright, so here, this is where I hit the third phase here, third wave. It's the one with Cirrus. So pretty much what will happen is she'll cast her... Is it he or her? I don't know. I think it's a her. So basically she'll cast her thing, and then she'll advance the enemy's action forward. And then, yeah, you basically just have to hope that Clara gets hit. Another thing I do want to mention too is you can put Clara on 2 or 3 because she might get hit by AoE. I think it's a small optimization. In this particular fight, I didn't do it, but I managed to do 40,000 on this node anyway. But yeah, that's the general idea. You just see here, every time Clara gets attacked, the damage gets stored, and then once you have enough damage, more lanterns keep on dropping over and over again, and then it just makes this Pure Fiction node extremely easy. And then you can see here, I'm approaching the last cycle. Cirrus is at half HP. But it's honestly fine because once she takes action again, she'll just make everyone on the enemy lineup just take action because they'll have their action events forward, and then Cirrus will basically, the monsters will just start attacking Clara, and then she'll do her follow-ups. More lanterns will drop, and the fight is really easy. So yeah, if you're having trouble with this Pure Fiction and you have Clara, I honestly don't even think she has to be upgraded that much. As long as you have some decent damage on Clara, and you just have a Harmony abundance setup, then you just make short work of all these monsters here. As you can see here, I hit 60,000 already, which is just enough to get all the Stellar Jades you need. But you can see here, I managed to clear this entire wave. Just from all the lanterns dropping and Clara doing her follow-up attacks. I never really thought that Clara was going to be that good in Pure Fiction, but if they made follow-up attacks better in this specific one like they did, then it's obvious why Clara is really good. So there it is. This was 40,000 on node 2. You can see that on the first node I didn't really perform very well, but it didn't really matter. So if you're interested, here's the build. As I mentioned earlier, my Clara is really invested into. She's maxed out, has this build here, E0. But I think Hanya being level 60 and not really being invested into kind of makes up for it. She just has some random garbage relics that I put on her, E3. And then Tingyun, just a standard build. I do have Dance and Stance on her. Trace is not completely maxed out, but the Benediction is. Relics, just 2-piece attack, 2-piece speed. And she is E6. And then here's Huahua, just a standard build. So yeah, there it is. Clara hyper carry makes node 2 extremely easy. If you're still trying to get 60,000 on this Pure Fiction stage and you have Clara, give it a try. Good luck.